Hi Gemini, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of August. Pretty unbelievable to be saying that it's August already, but it is what it is. So you had a lot going on earlier this summer. The eclipse was in your sign, the solar eclipse. Mercury, which rules your sign, was transiting from May 3rd until July 11th in Gemini. Lots of tales being told. And so now the big deal is that at the end of July, Jupiter, which is the grand benefic, re-entered the fixed air sign of Aquarius, where it will be until December 29th of this year. It was briefly in your house of career and life goals, expanding different opportunities for what you want to achieve in your life. Now it's back in the fellow air sign in Aquarius, which is very centered on community and connection and networking. Aquarius has two rulers. Uranus is the modern ruler. It's the planet of brilliance and chaos. And Saturn is the ancient ruler. So with Jupiter re-entering Aquarius, Aquarius is a sign very much about community and connecting with other people. And Saturn's transiting in your house of teaching and learning and promotion until March 7th of 2023. So a lot of focus on teaching and learning and promoting yourself. And you're a sign that's very centered on communication and learning anyway. So you must, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So as we begin August, on the 1st, the Sun and Mercury are transiting in the fixed fire sign of Leo. And they're transiting in your third house of learning and local community, marketing and sales. Venus and Mars are transiting in the mutable earth sign of Virgo, in your house of home and family and emotional foundation. So a lot of focus on networking and communication, but also a lot of focus on home and family. On the 1st of August, the Sun and Mercury meet up at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 10 degrees of the fixed fire sign of Leo. And this is a very creative signature for all forms of communication. Later in the day, there are more reality checks, and it might be better to lay low. At 5:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Mercury opposes Saturn, and that could bring obstacles with communication and with travel for you. So just recognize that could bring delays. Later at 11:14 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and on August 2nd at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the Sun opposes Saturn. That can bring endings and blocks. So again, lay low and work with the creativity that the morning signature provides. On August 2nd, Juno, which is an asteroid of partnering, stations direct at 7:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 8 degrees of the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. And this occurs in your house of relationships and partnerships. This enables all of us to expand how we partner, and now more focus on partnering for you. And later on the 2nd at 11:53 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and on August 3rd at 2:53 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Venus forms a beautiful trine to Uranus. Venus is transiting in your house of home and family and emotional foundation. It's really nice with Venus there to beautify your home and environment. And Uranus is transiting in your house of the imagination and the subconscious mind. This could bring a lot of innovation through your meditation, and also great ideas for decorating or fixing up your home. Just a really creative energy in general. If you have your own business, excellent for creative endeavors. Later in the day, Mercury opposes Uranus, squares Uranus at 9:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Mercury is the ruler of your chart. That could bring conflict at home, or perhaps there are issues locally for you. But that with Uranus, expect the unexpected, and you're probably going to get some kind of news around that day. Sometimes with Uranus, we feel it a day before. On the 4th of August, the sun forms a beautiful trine to Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron is transiting in your house of friends and groups, and the sun is transiting in your house of communication and thinking. And this is a really good energy for healing wounds and through your thoughts and ideas and practicing positive thinking. And then on the 6th of August, the sun squares Uranus at 7:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could bring unexpected events. Again, with Uranus, expect the unexpected. On the 8th of August, there is a new moon that takes place at 9:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 16 degrees and 14 minutes of the fixed fire sign of Leo. And this new moon occurs in your house of home and family. It's a beautiful new moon because the sun is in its dignity as it rules the sign of Leo. And it's conjunct Mercury, which is giving a lot of information and a lot of communication that day. The new moon is always a good day for setting intentions, for getting your needs met. It's in your house of home and family. If you have your own business, it could bring new professional opportunities, but this is a really magical new moon, so really working with that energy. On the 9th of August, Venus opposes Neptune at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could bring challenges with friends, but it could also bring issues with work or career because Neptune is at the top of your chart transiting in your house of career. So knowing that deception could get uncovered or it could be miscommunication. On the 10th of August, the sun opposes Jupiter, and I imagine that you'll just have a lot of communication. It'll be a very busy day. I don't feel that that's challenging energy per se. On the 11th of August, Mercury changes signs and enters the mutable earth sign of Virgo, where it will be until August 29th. And this occurs at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now Mercury will be transiting in your house of home and family, really focusing on getting organized. If you need to purge things in your home, that always helps to create space. And also, again, if you have your own business, probably dealing with a lot of communication and a lot of work. And then on the 15th of August at 9:27 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and on August 16th at 12:27 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Venus, which is the planet of love and money and how you partner, enters the cardinal air sign of Libra, where it will be until September 10th. And Venus is transiting in your house of romance and creativity and love affairs. And this is really nice energy for if you're single, for meeting people, even if you're not single, good for having fun, good for creative endeavors, good for finding your creative voice. Really nice energy. Venus loves being in Libra. Good for getting along with other people and finding beauty in everyday situations. So that's really nice for all of us, and that's a fellow air sign. And then on August 18th, Mars and Mercury meet up in the sky at 11:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could be a bit challenging. That's falling in your house of home. Maybe there's a bit of a fight or friction at home. Good for getting things done that need a lot of work, whether it's cleaning up some things that you have to deal with that you haven't. That's good for getting things accomplished. And then on the 19th of August, the Sun opposes Jupiter at 8:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And again, that's probably an energy of excess. It's not negative, probably a lot of communication. The big news is that Uranus stations retrograde at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 14 degrees of the fixed Earth sign of Taurus. And this is in your house of imagination and dreams and the subconscious mind. We feel this energy 5 days before and 5 days after. Uranus is the planet of chaos and brilliance. And you can expect that people might feel a little more anxious around that time. There could be unexpected news or events or change. Uranus can bring very fast change. And then on the 20th of August, Mercury forms a trine to Uranus at 4:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, and that's a brilliant, innovative signature. So really tapping into that energy, that will be very helpful for you. And then on August 21st, Mercury opposes Neptune at 9:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's not true. It's actually on the 23rd. But on the 22nd of August, there is a full moon that occurs at 8:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And the full moon occurs at 29 degrees and 37 minutes of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. This is where Jupiter was on July 28th when it re-entered Aquarius. And in the full moon chart, pardon me, Jupiter is just a degree away at 28 degrees of Aquarius. A full moon is fruition and completion. And for you, it's falling in your house of manifesting and teaching and learning and higher wisdom and tapping into hope. So hopefully with this full moon conjunct Jupiter, which is the luckiest planet, it enables you to tap into hope. And later that day, the Sun enters Virgo at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will be until September 22nd, transiting in your house of home and family, and again, tending to your needs. And then on August 23rd, Mercury does oppose Neptune at 9:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That can uncover deception and allow you to see things more clearly. Maybe there are things at work that get uncovered, or just, again, miscommunication. On August 24th, Venus forms a beautiful trine to Saturn at 8:48 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for romance and tapping into hope and optimism. Then on August 26th, Venus forms an opposition to Chiron, the wounded healer, at 9:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that helps you to do healing work around tapping into hope, with connecting to your wounds and, feeling optimistic that you can heal them. And then Mercury trines Pluto at 10:23 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's really good for up-leveling communication of all forms, and that's a really positive energy. And then on August 30th, Mercury enters Libra at 1:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of romance and creativity. It's going to be there for quite some time because it's going to retrograde on September 27th at 25 degrees of the cardinal air sign of Libra. So a lot of reassessing how we partner and connect with others, and for you, very much around being happy and tapping into your heart chakra. So I wish you a lot of luck, Gemini, and thank you very much.